Clover. Question about Clover.
Yeah. Surprise,
My lawn is
surprise.
being overtaken with clover. Can you do anything to get rid of it?
Yeah, clover. Clover is definitely a really, really common weed, but maybe not a weed. So a lot of people don't know this, but for decades and decades, from the 50s through the 70s, clover was sold with grass seed. Every time you bought grass seed, it had clover in it because the two get along so well. Actually symbiotic, and they work together. It's also really great for pollinators, but I get it. It's not something everybody wants in their yard, and maybe you need to get rid of it.
I actually think this yard looks beautiful,
Yeah,
if you ask me.
it's
So if you
pretty
kind of
nice.
get used to a little bit of clover, it does a great job of crowding out weeds naturally, and it does kind of provide some fertility for the lawn. So if you're somebody you can't get over, I really recommend maybe being okay with a little bit of clover. And there's many practices you can do to reduce the amount, either aggressively, like totally eradicate it, or just kind of more of a balance with the grass.
You know, I think one thing about this weed is it's not something you're going to be pulling up with your hands. It's just impossible to actually tackle that large of an area. So you're going to need a weed control product, and obviously something that's not going to harm the grass. And so that's called a selective herbicide. And we offer some that are using natural ingredients that we would really think are a good solution for this, that are iron-based. There's one active ingredient that's iron.
It's a chelated iron herbicide that we sell. And even if you don't buy it from us, I recommend that's probably it's more natural and more friendly for the earth. And it's very effective for reducing the amount of clover in the lawn. The other thing you're going to want to do though, besides herbicides, you're going to do some practices to strengthen your lawn. And one of those things that people often don't know about is overseeding.
Yeah, so adding some seed on top will help fill in the grass, make it thicker, and make less room for these sort of things to grow.
It's going to help it compete with the clover. Moral of the story is, clover is kind of a neat thing. You may want to try to live with it, but if you can't, there are ways to kind of reduce that in your lawn and get the lawn looking how you want it to look and how you're comfortable with it.
This is like a clover intervention. We're like, brought you here today to talk to you about clover. We've spoken our piece about clover. I think we did it, and yeah.